The state would first ask the court to take judicial notice of the state's motion to confirm arrearages and modify support obligation filed with the court on November 21st, 2024. The state would ask to take judicial notice of all requests therein and attachments thereto.
The court will take judicial notice of the suit for modification of support order and motion to confirm support arrearage that was filed with the court on November 21st of 2024, which also includes a copy of temporary orders from March 3rd of 2021 and the agreed final decree of divorce that was signed on or about November 17th of 2021, and the inclusion of the financial pay record that was filed in this case with a date of October 23rd of 2024.
All right. So the state and Mr. Redding have come to an agreement for the court to take a child support judgment against Mr. Redding in the
Ms. Liskowski, real quick, is Miss Redding in agreement?
No.
Okay, then there's no agreement. You can call parties.
All right. State will call Mr. Redding. Mr. Redding, are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Waiting for unemployment and medical stuff to go through.
How long have you been unemployed?
10 months.
Okay. And what was your last job?
Plumbing, ARS.
And why did that end?
Physical, I wasn't able to do it anymore.
Why not?
I have diabetic neuropathy and unable to do it. Gosh.
Do you have a medical diagnosis of that condition?
Yes.
Have you applied for any sort of disability benefits?
No.
Why not?
They're saying it has to be a year before you can even start it.
A year of what?
Being out of work, I guess.
Are you able to do any other kind of work?
No.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know. That's just what they're telling me. I don't know. I'm just doing everything they're saying.
Do you have any other children besides your two children with Ms. Redding?
Yes, I have one other.
And how old is that child?
13.
And do you have a court order to pay child support for that child?
Yes.
Okay. Private available to put the children on?
I'm sorry, do what?
Do you have private health insurance available to put the children on?
Yes.
And do you know how much that coverage costs?
No.
Okay. What source is that through?
Through my wife's private insurance, through her job.
Do you have dental insurance, private dental insurance to put the children on?
Yes, they have all three.
And do you know how much the dental insurance would cost for the children?
No.
Do you know how the children are currently insured?
Through my wife's insurance.
And have you provided Ms. Redding a card with that coverage?
Yes.
Have you ever made any child support payments directly to Ms. Redding?
Not since we got a court ordered.
Have you had an opportunity to review an updated pay record in this case?
Updated pay record, what do you mean?
The record of payments that came through the state or the state disbursement unit that I emailed to the two of you today?
I just got it a minute ago.
Right. And have you had a chance to review that?
Oh, no, not yet.
I am sharing it on my screen if that's helpful to you at all, Mr. Redding.
Okay.
Is that helpful or no? Should I take it down?
Oh, I mean, yeah, are you trying to show me something?
Okay. Does this pay record accurately reflect your child support obligation to Ms. Redding?
Yeah.
Are there any payments that you've made for child support that are not reflected on this pay record?
Not that I know of.
At this time, the state would offer what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 1, the pay record in this case.
Mr. Redding, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence?
No.
Ms. Redding, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence?
No.
It'll be admitted.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Is it okay if I put this on mute so the wind isn't loud? I have to get my daughter off the bus.
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Ask the witness, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, we're gonna have to wait a minute for Ms. Redding to get done. Mr. Redding just finished testifying. Do you have any questions for him regarding his testimony?
No, other than I haven't.
And Ms. Redding, I don't want to cut you off. This isn't a time to testify. In a minute, you're going to be called and you're going to be able to tell us your side of the story.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Liskowski, you can call your next witness.
The state would call Ms. Redding.
Okay.
Ms. Redding, how are the children currently insured?
I've had them on Medicaid through the state since 2021. And his wife has had them on and off insurance. I guess I don't know. I don't even know how long.
And do you have private health insurance available to put the children on?
I do not.
Since the previous order, has Mr. Redding made you any payments for child support directly?
No.
The pay was previously admitted into evidence. Do you believe that that accurately reflects Mr. Redding's child support obligation to you?
Yes.
Are there any payments that he made to you that are not reflected on that pay record?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Redding, do you believe that Mr. Redding is capable of earning more than minimum wage?
Yes.
Why do you believe that?
I've asked him what he was diagnosed with other than being diabetic, and he can't even give me a name. I think that he's unable to work due to his withdrawal
What kind of withdrawal?
from cocaine. He says cocaine's the only thing that makes his body numb to be able to move around. But I think he's unable to move around because of the cocaine.
Have you ever seen him do that throughout
Yes.
When?
Last year, I think it was March of 2023. Him and his wife were divorced, and I went up there to help him. And he disclosed to me that he was doing that now. He had a little silver thing that he was loading up with cocaine and sniffing it.
Do you believe that Mr. Redding has done that since then?
Yes, we were on the phone last night, and he told me that he still is doing it.
Do you know how long Mr. Redding has been doing this?
I'm not sure about how long. I know at least from March of 2024, at least since then. I don't know if he's quit and started back up since then. I'm not sure. But I believe that's the reason that he cannot hold a job, because he cannot pass a drug test.
Was Mr. Redding able to maintain gainful employment prior to him using?
Yes,
any-
ma'am. He had worked at ARS, rescue rooter for, I believe it was like 15 years or so prior to that. I'm sorry about the wind. Okay. I'm gonna go in here, okay? Stay right there.
knowledge, does Mr. Redding have any sort of physical injuries that may be an impediment to him working?
I know he had something going on with his lower back, but he had surgery for that. Maybe like 6 months ago or so.
Pass to witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Redding, this is your opportunity to ask Ms. Redding any questions based on her testimony.
No, I don't have any questions.
So, Ms. Redding, were you ever able to use the insurance that his wife provided in the past? And then it was cut
Yes.
off?
Yes, every time they get into fights, she cuts the insurance off, so I never know when it's on or off.
My
And,
insurance has been cut one day.
and Mr. Redding, you can't speak while she's testifying, okay, sir?
Yeah.
How many times did it happen that the insurance was cut off?
Last year they got divorced. I want to say they got divorced in December of 2023, and then they got remarried again in May of 2024. So I know at least that stretch. And then prior to that, she did not have them on her insurance. He had them on insurance, and he was working and then wasn't working. So it's just been inconsistent. I can't give exact amounts of time.
And you would not be in agreement if the court were to set support based off of minimum wage, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Redding, has your doctor given you a note or anything of that nature saying that you cannot work at this time?
Yes.
Okay, did you provide that to the OAG today?
No, I did it last time. I submitted everything the last court date we had.
Okay, let's see. Do you have that documentation, Ms. Laskowski? And Mr. Redding, this is our first court date. So what court date are you talking about that you submitted that?
This isn't our first court date.
Yes, it is.
This is the first setting since this motion has been filed.
No,
So,
this is our second.
Mr. Redding is referring to a CSRB that was terminated so that it could be filed judicially, which is this.
okay. Is that what you're talking about, Mr. Redding?
I guess we had some other court date like this like a month ago.
So that was that was with the office, that wasn't in court.
Oh, well, I don't know. They told me to bring a bunch of all that info.
Do you have that documentation, Ms. Laskowski?
Looking, Judge.
I just submitted it all for my other case too, with my other child.
And is it accurate that your wife has stopped the insurance for your children in the past?
They were without insurance for a day.
And tell me the circumstance of why they were without insurance for a day.
We split up, me and my wife, and I switched them back to my insurance.
And when is the last time that you worked, Mr. Redding?
March or April?
2024?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the circumstance that you stopped working? Were you did you have a fall at work? Were you fired?
I just
Did
couldn't.
you quit?
I had a diabetic episode, and went into like a diabetic coma, and then just it spiraled out from there.
And so did you quit work?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
wasn't able to do it any longer.
and at that point, did you decide to quit work or did your doctor tell you to quit work?
No, I quit. I couldn't do it any longer.
Okay, so it was your decision.
Yes.
And how do you pay for your day-to-day expenses? Is it all paid for by your wife?
Wife, yes. Yeah.
And what does she do?
She's a dental billing assistant or dental billing manager.
And have you found that documentation, Ms. Liskowski?
Judge, I have only information, the coverage that Mr. Redding is carrying through another source and the cost of that coverage. Not anything from a healthcare provider for Mr. Redding.
So, Mr. Redding, you provided a letter from your healthcare provider?
I don't. It was my wife uploaded all the information of the costs on all the medical benefits, all that stuff.
Well, medical benefits, I've got the insurance cards, so there's that, but that's
Okay.
it. I've got that and the request for to review the case to see if it's eligible for a modification. And the information as far as a narrative as far as why they're asking for why he's asking for the modification. But
Okay, well, I need to see that letter before I can make a ruling in this case, Mr. Redding. So can you provide it right now, or do you need a reset to be able to provide it?
Yeah, I don't have anything ready right now.
Okay. Ms. Redding, you understand that I don't want to make a ruling unless I can actually see evidence that his doctor is saying he can't work, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what would be a good reset date, Ms. Liskowski? I know they're kind of packed the next couple of weeks.
yeah, I mean, the only room we really had that's not an enforcement docket is the 22nd, and I don't know what that's like now because we've been using it a lot.
How many
So
cases are on the 15th?
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check for real. 24.
Okay. We're going to reset this case till April 15th at 8:30. Mr. Redding, you need to provide to the OAG any documentation from your health providers regarding your disability.
Okay.
Any other documentation that can prove that you're not supposed to be working, any bill or any, medical diagnoses, anything of that, in order for me to make a better ruling on what should be done in this case.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rule on anything today. We're going to hear it all in one shot so as not to piecemeal it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you both back in your rooms. The OAG will get you to sign the reset for April 15th at 8:30, and then we'll come back that day and we'll resolve the case that day, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Miss Redding, I'm going to send you a pop-up to go back to, I'm going to send you to room 25, and Mr. Redding, I'm going to send you to room 24.
All right.
There you go.